So to continue my video before this, so there's no design at all. There's only survival, basically. That's the key. And if you look at the brain, then there's a very very important aspect of it. You know, you might think of intelligence. You know, if you're thinking in terms of design, then you might think, okay, well, we have the primitive brain. It's underneath. It's in the brain stem, and we have all kinds of structures. This is the cerebellum, the small brain there, that are older than the neocortex. That is the top layer, which with all the folds, which is the newest type of cortex. And you might think that, of course, then there was this older brain, and then this new one just came about, and it took over. And now we are intelligent human beings, and we are talking and manipulating all kinds of intricate things with our hands. But of course that's not how it happened, because you can imagine that if in the evolutionary environment an animal suddenly created a huge lump on top of his archaic cortex, or his primitive brain, he would be pretty weird and wouldn't get a date, you know. He wouldn't be able to, just like an albino, he might be outcast in the social context of his species, even if he's a monkey or a rodent or a dog or a cat or some animal like that. He just wouldn't fit in. Or he behaved like a lunatic, and that's the end of the story. That's not how you that's not how you you develop a new feature, or let's say your genes mutate during the intercourse and your ontogeneity is like while you grow in the womb. You turn out to, of course, to be a unique new individual with unique genes and bacteria and mitochondria and all kinds of other stuff. And you wake up and you grow up in your environment and you're just a total misfit. Well, that means you're dead. That's basically has always meant that you're dead for, like, say, the last millions of years. Only recently we've been able to protect people that are weak or retarded or things like that. But before that, they just die. They just die instantly. And I'm not for that. I'm not a Nazi. But that was the truth. So the selection, this newer brain, came about very slowly, and it has a lot of safety catches. It has a lot of. It can be overruled completely, and it's basically not in charge. The newest part of the cortex, the neocortex, which you see here, is like you can call it a recognition engine. It can recognize very detailed things, and if you look at other species either from which human descended or that descended parallelly, or just mammals in general, which are all quite similar, you can see that some have, for instance, the part that you're looking at is temporal cortex, the side of the brain where hearing happens, but also, and then it's like there's different tracks towards underneath that temporal cortex, where you kind of hang on to impressions. New impressions, visual impressions. If you study it, then you'll find that it has all kinds of differentiated areas which have a specialization, a special sensitivity to, for now, from the back to the front, you got the primary visual cortex and the secondary visual cortex and all kinds of movement and movement sensing and stereo sensing, and you have color vision, and you have parts to recognize hands and eyes and feet and noses, and on the top you have all kinds of movement related fields where you have sensitivity of the skin, and so it's specialized. But if you go to other animals, then you'll find it's not specialized, or it's less specialized. And those animals have a hard time recognizing some stuff that we can recognize. They just can't. And if you damage areas in the brain, then even people cannot recognize those things anymore. So it's a specialized machine. And I hope to talk about how it operates in a general way in the next video.